Well, good evening, everyone. And once again, Newcastle United haven't managed a win. That's now 13 games in the Premier League without a win. And to be honest, I think it's in Newcastle United's history, I can't recall us ever going through a season 13 games in without winning a game. But that's exactly what's happened at Arsenal this afternoon. Not the best performance, I will say. People were looking at the game thinking, could we go down there and get a win? And were we expecting to get a win? That's the big question. Were we expecting to get a win down at the Emirates Stadium? Well, me personally, yes, I thought we could go there and win. But it's usually the case with a team like Arsenal. You know, they get absolutely taken to bits by Liverpool. Last week, they get dismantled, I think is a good word to use. And then they come up against Newcastle United at home. They're up for it. And I'll be honest, during the first half, we were up for it. We had chances, we hit the bar. Arsenal hit the post through a Aubameyang, but Shelby had a shot palmed onto the bar. We had some good chances. But in typical Newcastle style, we went a goal down in the second half, and that seemed to knock us off our perch a little bit. And that's the way it is. So like I say, guys, Marty the Mad Magpie here this evening. Sorry I'm a bit late on. I know the game kicked off at lunchtime, but obviously with work and that, you know, I was at work when the game was on. So, but I've come on tonight just to have a look at it, of the game itself. And like I say, guys, you want to see more of Marty the Mad Magpie's videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel there, just the bottom of the screen. And feel free to leave a comment after the video is finished. And let me know what you think of the game today. Were you impressed? Do you think more needs to be done? Can you not wait until the January transfer window? That is exactly what I'm thinking at this moment in time. It's getting beyond ridiculous now. But if I'm honest with myself, though, I wanted us to get a win there today. I thought we could, but realistically, it wasn't never going to happen, really, was it? Because it's one of them type of games where you don't expect to get a result at the likes of Arsenal. That's for sure. And if I'm being honest with myself, I don't really believe that we could have done. To be quite honest, I thought it was a bad day at the office all round. But there you go. Looking ahead to January, I think something needs to give. In fact, a lot of things need to give in terms of players' futures, because the team that we have at the moment, they're just not good enough. We have some good players there, some talented players, but the majority of this team was with Rafael Benitez when he came up from the Championship. And I mean, that's not the fault of Eddie Howe, it's not the fault of some of the players. We all know whose fault it is. It's the fault of Mike Ashley and Steve Bruce. Steve 4 day off a week. Bruce, you know, that useless fat bastard. It was him. You know, the two fat bastards, shall I say, that have got Newcastle into this situation. And, you know, and you hear things, well, the manager doesn't play the game, the players play the game. But come on, a manager has got to give them motivation. Eddie Howe's come in and he has given the players motivation. I was disappointed last week with the game against Brentford, giving away the goals the way we did. I think if Eddie Howe had been in the stadium, I personally believe that it wouldn't have been that type of match. I think we would have beaten Brentford had Eddie Howe been there. With him away, they've obviously thought, well, we can. Sorry, can't you see us over there? Dear me, this picture's terrible. I do apologise. Maybe it's the thought that they can't get in and get stuck in. They gave away a couple of goals. But this week going to Arsenal, I think this was always going to be the banana skin for the majority of people. We got a point against Brentford. Going down to get a win at Arsenal would have been a mammoth task, because let's be honest, guys, they're a lucky team, Arsenal. They always have been. I mean, I remember last year down at the Emirates Stadium, we battered them in the cup at the Emirates, and they still came away with a win. It's typical Arsenal, and you know the goals weren't fantastic. And I'll be honest, what really pissed Marty the Mad Magpie off, I'll be honest, in that game was when Arsenal got the second goal. VAR was still checking for a penalty against Arsenal for a foul on Callum Wilson by Tavares. He's brought Wilson down, what it looks like. I've had a look at it again. There is a shove in the back. It's not massive, but it is a shove. And we get nothing for it. But what annoys me is, what really pisses me off, is the fact that the game went on. It carried on. Stuart Atwell. I think Stuart Atwell, I'll get to him in a minute, but he let the game go on. And Arsenal went up and scored another goal while the VAR was being checked. I mean, how the fucking hell is that supposed to work? You know what I mean? In a rugby match, if there's a foul, the game stops while the referee goes and has a look at the screen. Not in the Premier League. Oh no, too much revenue at stake to let the game stop. And Arsenal go up the other end and score. And of course, Stuart Atwell would have made himself look a right prick if the video referee had it came back and said, yeah, that's a penalty to Newcastle, because he would have had to disallow the goal for Arsenal, and we were had a chance to get back into it. But there you go, Stuart Atwell. What can I say? The man is an absolute prick. He couldn't run a bath, never mind a football match. And I'll be quite honest, I think Stuart Atwell is the love child of Gerald Ashby, quite honestly. You remember him, guys? You remember him, the legendary Premier League referee? Yeah, legend for being a prick on the pitch. Legendary for giving away daft decisions. This man, of course, sent Gerald Ashby, if you don't know who he is, guys, back in 1996, during a Coca-Cola Cup tie at Highbury, he sent off David Ginola. You know, David Ginola was running them ragged at the Emirates at Highbury that night. He was playing well, but they were winding him up. His silky skills winding him up. Ian Wright put Arsenal in front 1-0, and then Lee Dixon in the early stages of that game, a two-footed tackle on David Ginola. David Ginola went down. He was hurt. Gerald Ashby gave a free kick. Didn't book Lee Dixon that particular day. And then Nigel Winterburn kicked Ginola. He got a talking to, not a yellow card. No, he got a yellow card. A yellow card for Nigel Winterburn. And then Nigel Winterburn went in and kicked Ginola again. David Ginola went and kicked him. And the referee gave him a talking to. Didn't send him off, he gave him a talking to. But that's what happens with shit referees. And then Lee Dixon went in to give David Ginola another dig, and Ginola bloody turned round and thumped him. He gave him a crack. And the referee turned round to Ginola and said, right, get off, that's violent conduct. 2 wrongs don't make a right, of course. But there you go. And then Ian Wright went and scored a second goal. But that's what happens at Arsenal. Shit referees, shit games, and Arsenal win. And Stuart Atwell did the same today. The referee, it had to be checked by VAR. The referee said, no penalty. Did he get it right? Quite possibly. But that's not the point. It's been referred to VAR. He didn't give VAR a chance to check it. He didn't go over and check it. He just played the game on, and Arsenal went and scored a second goal. But there you are. That sums up our afternoon. In terms of the way we played, it was all right. It wasn't brilliant. We could have done better. We should have done better. But there you go. And in terms of decisions, well, we don't get anything like that in London because, how are you guys? It's fucking London. We don't get decisions in London. You know, trying to get a win against Arsenal, you know, my father made the point tonight. He says to me, you know, trying to get a win at the Emirates Stadium is like trying to win at Old Trafford. It doesn't happen. And one thing which really gets to me, guys, tonight, another good point made tonight, was that, you know, everybody's after our blood now. Excuse me, guys. Do you mind if I just have a slurp? Cheers. Sorry, mouth a little bit dry there. But one thing that really gets to me is that everybody's after Newcastle's blood now since they've been taken over. And they want to see us suffer. Really, they do. And in terms of something else which I heard today, which was absolutely fantastic. Apparently Burnley are refusing to sell any of their players to us. They're using the excuse that they don't want to sell to a relegation rival. Well, what a load of bollocks that is. Come on, guys. Let's face it. It's a load of shite. You know what I mean? They're taking a stance. They're like, whoa, we don't want to sell any of our players to you because you're relegation rivals. Whoa, hang on a minute, hang on. If them players want to come to Newcastle United, they'll come to Newcastle United. You can't fucking stop them. Come on. Away, man. That is incredible. But anyway, getting back to today's game, yep, there's massive problems within the defence going forward. Against Brentford, I thought we were excellent today. We were schooled by the Arsenal defence. You know, they knew what they were up against and they handled us well. St Maximin had a couple of good runs, but didn't get a shot on target. Very disappointing from him today. You know, he's good. He's one of them players. He's good at taking 4 or 5 players on, but then he has to play a simple pass and he can't fucking do it. But there you go. That he's had a bad day at the office. It was great to see Eddie Howe in the dugout today. Sadly, it wasn't a great result for him. But one thing what I've seen from Eddie Howe today and Jason Tindall, which you didn't see a lot of from Steve Bruce and Steve Clements and Steve Agnew, what you've seen from Eddie Howe, Jason Tindall and Graham Jones today was that they were very vocal. You know, they were on the touchline, barking out orders to the players. Brilliant. You know, Steve Bruce would just be standing there like that. I've mentioned this before, standing with his arms folded, looking up at the sky, like he's checking out what's on the menu at the fucking chip shop, the fat bastard. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. So the man management's there from Eddie Howe. And as I say, guys, we weren't in the black today, but we were certainly in the grey. But we've lost, again, 13 games now without a win in the Premier League. We've got 2 massive games coming up. We've got Norwich on Tuesday and Burnley on Saturday. Now, surely to God, we can go out against them and get a win. Because if we don't, we are going down. And that is the way of it. Eddie Howe or no Eddie Howe. January transfer window or no January transfer window. We are well and truly in the shit then. We are fucked. And that is the way it is. That is Marty the Mad Magpies view. If we don't beat Norwich and don't beat Burnley. I mean, Norwich City, it was a pre-season game before the season kicked off, obviously. We beat them at St James's Park. We thrashed them. What a game that was to watch. It was brilliant. Burnley, bit of a banana skin. But come on, guys, we're at home. We should be beating these teams at home. But that back line needs tightened up. But once again, we're going to be without 2 players. We're going to be without Matt Ritchie. 5 bookings now for Matt Ritchie. He's out the game. And Jamal Lascelles, 5 bookings. He's out the game. To be quite honest with those 2, Matt Ritchie didn't have a particularly good game today. And Jamal Lascelles, well, he's just doing his usual thing, wasn't he, at the back? Shit. He's absolutely fucking shite. So it might be a good thing for him to be out the team for the next game against Norwich. I'm hoping we can get a win against both of them. But there's always a side of caution. But I'm sure Eddie Howe will have them fired up for the home games. And the thing is, when you're away from home, you tend to have a bad game because, as Alan Shearer once put it, when you're at St James's Park, you can't have a bad game. The fans won't let you have a bad game. But when you're away from home, the pressure's off a little bit. Yeah, there's a big travelling support, but it's an away stadium. It's full of away supporters. And if they get on your back, which, you know, players, if they let them get on their backs, they'll ruin the game for you. But at St James's Park, it'll be absolutely rocking. And I think this is a chance against Norwich and Burnley to pick up 6 massive points. And if we do that, we're out the relegation zone. It's absolutely brilliant then, because then we can get a win, close the gap on Leeds. We beat Norwich, that decreases the gap to 2 points. And then if we win on Saturday, providing that Leeds get beat, we can be out the relegation zone. And that will help us breathe a little bit more easily. But what I say about today's game, it wasn't a bad performance. It just wasn't a good performance. And that's all I'm going to say, guys. We had chances. Had Shelby scored, might have been a different game. But there you go. That's the way it is. That's the way if the cookie crumbles. If the queen had a pair of bollocks, she'd be the king. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it today, guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there because I think I've just rambled on a bit today. But like I say, if you want to see more of the Martin the Magpies videos, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. And please, guys, leave a comment at the bottom of the screen there in the comments box. Let me know what you think. Were you at the game today? What did you think? Did you watch it? Did you listen to it? What did you think? What are your thoughts on the game, guys? Let me know. Is there anything Martin the Magpie has missed today? If I've missed something, put it there. Let me know. I will respond to every comment. I will respond. Okay, guys? So I'm going to wrap it up there. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And have a couple of drinks. Because I tell you what, Martin the Magpie is certainly going to have a couple of drinks this evening. And as I say, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will catch up with you guys very, very soon. And look forward to the game on Tuesday against Norwich. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. But all the best to you. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ta-ra for now. Bye.